the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. Busy hour on tap in 15 minutes. We'll get into tonight's Major League Baseball card. A fishy number on the board, at least one of them. We'll talk about Derek Stevens, owner, CEO of this great property, coming up. His usual Tuesday spot in 30 minutes. You think he's going to be fired up today?
A lot has happened, yes.
In the last week?
Busy week, that's right.
No kidding. Here, we head out to the Progressive guest line. Jeff Sealey joins the program now to get best bets on the Genesis Scottish Open. Jeffrey, good afternoon. Thanks for the time. We appreciate it as always. The Cupmaker podcast is coming out tomorrow morning. You can follow him on X at CupmakerJeff. What can you tell us about the Renaissance Club, this year's site for the Genesis Scottish Open?
Yeah, guys, good to be with you guys. Sorry we just missed on Griot last week, right? We had him
barely
70-1 and lost in the playoffs. So we'll hope to do better this week. So the Renaissance Club in Scotland is par 70, 7,200 yards. What's really unique with this course, guys, there are 5 par 3s. 5 par 3s, which is highly, highly unusual. And a lot of these courses, when we get to Europe, are all link-style courses. This is not one of those. This one is much more like a traditional, I guess, quote-unquote, American PGA-style course. So we're going to look to play and handicap a little more like that, but it's ironic because we're playing a lot of Euros this week, so we can get into it. But a 5 par 3s, I think, is a very unique fact this week on what's going to be a relatively short course.
All right, and your first play is going to be popular, but Bobby Mack? What price you get him at?
Well, and so, guys, again, with 2 exceptions, I'm exclusively looking at the winner without markets on DraftKings. They've excluded Scheffler, Rory, Fleetwood, and Xander. So a ton of firepower to leave out. So while I think he can win, I'm going to take the easy way out and call Bobby Mack 22-1, the winner without markets. Won here last year. His form's completely elite, best in the field, which makes sense. If I were nitpicking, I'd say he's an average long iron player, but the guy gains off the tee. He can putt, especially here. Gained 3 strokes off the tee and 4 strokes putting here last year. There's nothing in his current form to indicate he can't do it again. I'm going to ladder him top 20, top 10, top 5, and then I'm going to play him 22-1 in the winner without market.
All right. How about Fitzpatrick? About a pretty good price here, about the 45, 50-1 range.
He's a great price in the regular market, 30-1 in the winner without. I'm going to play both and actually probably play the 45-1 and maybe an each way play. Comes in having finished 14th or better in 4 of his last 7 here, and his current form has improved dramatically. 2 top 10s, 2 top 25s in his last 6 show us that he's finally found his stride. He's won the U.S. Open a few years ago, has struggled since. Ranks 4th in my first grade model I talk about every week, probably because he's 4th in the field with his long irons and 32nd putting, so it's like top 20% in the field. Guys, but this is a guy who 3 years ago gained off the tee in 18 straight events. We're starting to see that again. He's gained off the tee in 7 of his last 9, and if he can gain 4 strokes like he did at the Rocket Mortgage, he is very, very live to win this week because he always putts well here. So if he can gain 4 strokes putting again like he did last week, he is very, very live. And then, guys, nobody is hotter than Ryan Fox. I'm going to play him 65-1 outright. I'm going to play him a little bit, 45-1, the winner without 2. But I'm so high on him this week. When this guy putts, he is an absolute problem, and he's figured something out. He hits his irons like hot garbage at the Travelers, lost 4 shots on approach, and was still top 20. For the money, I think Ryan Fox is the best play of the week. I'm going to play him regular outright, winner without. I'm going to ladder him top 20, top 10, top 5. I mean, I am all in on Ryan Fox this week. I think he makes for a tremendous play.
Very good. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Jeff Sealey, he's on the Progressive guest line. Follow him on X at CupmakerJeff. Ryan Fox is a guy that you have mentioned to us in previous tournaments, and that leads me into a guy who I think you bring up almost every single week, who was like on the precipice of being a bomb this week, and it's Jake Knapp, and it's no surprise that you're going to want to attack it with him again, but how so?
Well, guys, I mean, I think the big bet I'm going to make on him is top 20 plus 280. Usually I go ebb and flow with Jake Knapp, but he showed it again last week, guys. I mean, it's time to trust him. that he's going to hit the ball well and he's going to miss his putts short. It's kind of what he does. I'm going to have a little outright, but I can't quit on my guy when he gets on a heater like this. He's not doing anything poorly at all. So I think this is a really good time to take a swing at Jake Knapp. I'll have some pizza money on the outright winner without 65-1, but I'm going to have a big bet on him at 3-1 or plus 280 or so at top 20.
All right, give us some other bombs then. We're talking like 70-1, maybe even a little bit higher than that.
Yeah, guys, Victor Perez, 70-1 in the winner without market, which is amazing. Putts well here, drives it well here, and comes in having finished top 10 here last year and with 2 top 20s in his last 4 events. So you got course form, you have current form. He's plus 300 top 20, which I think is tremendous and definitely worth some pizza money. 70-1 in the winner without market, outright sprinkle. You can play him each way, top 8, top 10, however you want to play in each way markets. But I think Victor Perez is great. And then Romain Langesque, plus 1,400 top 10, 250-1 outright, an elite bomb play to parlay with other plays. If you like Ben Shelton, he's really hot right now in the markets. I'm seeing against center to win his match at Wimbledon, a certain team to win their division in the NFL, or my favorite, the Indiana Fever to win the WNBA at 5-1. This is your shot. He's finished third twice in the top 5. Third twice in the last 5 years. If he does it again, you can get 35-1 top 5. Even better. Love him this week. Putts great. Good long iron player. Elite plate as far as bombs go. And then last thing, guys, American Century in Tahoe this week.
Yes.
Our buddy Tim Simons, 500-1 at Westgate. 500-1. To throw some money down on our boy Tim Simons, 500-1. He's an 8 handicap. He can YOLO here and win the American Century.
He's an 8 handicap, huh? Okay. He's pretty decent. All right.
Yeah, he's a solid player. He's better than a lot of these celebrities who are lower in. I mean, he's an 8 handicap, but none of these guys are great. I mean, he's it's 100 to win 50,000. What are we doing?
Sure, Jonah Ryan, take it home. He's been in studio, friend of the show. See if you can get it done. Let's see if you can do it again too. Griot was 11-1, top 5 last week as well. How about the breaking news with you want to make a major announcement here?
So, guys, I've been on this earth for 49 years, and for the first time ever, I have a dog. I got a puppy this weekend. Got my daughter Iva is turning 11, a puppy this weekend, and so I'm going through puppy life now. She's 8 weeks old.
Yeah.
It's going to be a ton of fun. It's a pain in the rear right now, but yeah, we got an Aussie Shepherd Doodle, and her name is Ember. And so we're excited, and it's going to be a ton of fun for the long-term, real difficult. You guys have all had puppies. Obviously, you guys are huge dog people, and you guys know how much fun puppies are to have real early, right?
Well, first of all, it's a beautiful-looking dog.
Yeah.
I was going to guess Aussie Shepherd has to be, right? You said it was mixed with something else?
Yeah, it's an Aussie Shepherd Doodle, yeah.
Doodle, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I've had puppies my entire life. Love dogs. Can't believe it's taken you 49 years to get one. I'm a little taken aback by that. I will tell you this, Jeff. As someone who has a 14-month-old baby at home, puppies, infinitely easier than kids.
Oh.
Well, I have 2 kids, so I can empathize. But yeah, although I will say at some point, I think the dogs have more sustained like yelping and crying than babies. Babies give up easier, I think, sometimes than puppies do. So, but yeah, she's a really really cute puppy. We're having a ton of fun, and so far so good. So we'll keep trudging through. But I know you guys are huge dog people, do a ton for dog stuff, and I thought I'd make this announcement on the show because you guys, more than anybody else, can appreciate more than anyone.
Well, your daughter's going to have a field day for the next 10 years. I mean, it's going to be pure love, unconditional love, my friend. That's great. Thank you, and best of luck this week, okay?
Thanks, guys. Take care.
There you go.
Thank you.
I think that he's going to pop it this week because that's a great move. That's called karma right there. And that's going to rub off. And Jeff he's had an incredible golf betting season with us anyway. Almost got it again with Griot last week, like you said, at like 70-1. But he has had several outrights and also like some of these top 5s, top 10s, 20s that come in almost on a weekly basis. Very good run here by Jeff Sealey.
And a good discussion. More difficult, the puppy or the baby?
Not close.
Really?
Not close.
Oh.
I mean, I will tell you that there are some.
Well, they get into the pie. I can't really address it, but you're an expert on this, but the puppy gets in, they gnaw the teething. They take
that's
shoes. They can disappear. They got something in their mouth. Now the pee in the house. It's not stop.
They'll eat walls at the house, right? You know what I'm saying? The furniture is going to go bye-bye. And I like to just joke around a lot. I mean, it's not easy, but I will say, like, the moments, and there are amazing moments every single day. Like, for example, now Sebastian, he's been like this for more than a week. Whenever he wants to go outside or whenever he wants to go somewhere new, like in the house or wherever we're on a walk, he will look back at me and go like this because he wants me to come and grab his hand so I can take him for a walk.
All right.
I mean, it's just like, it's one of the coolest things ever. And I mentioned this before about taking him to swimming class. We do that now like once a week. To see like that pure joy when he sees the water as someone like, you know, and so innocent, like just over a year old. And for a half an hour when he's in the water, it's like, it makes his life. It's unbelievable. So.
Good job.
Yeah.
Getting on the action at First Bet, they have you covered. Access exclusive promotions. Bet on hundreds of thrilling horse races every day, right from your phone or computer. Visit firstbet.com. Promo code VSIN200. Get a 20% rebate on all your wagers for the first 60 days, up to $200. Don't miss out. Start betting today. Firstbet.com. We get a game in 15 minutes. The Mets taking on the Orioles. I would think the Mets should be able to get some runs tonight.
Yeah, I think so as well. Okay, so that's what we're going to do coming up here on Follow the Money. It's VSIN, the Sports Betting Network. We will get into the Major League Baseball card. We'll dive into player props as well. He has smacked 4 home runs off of tonight's starting pitcher, and another guy is going who has an ERA of 1. The ERA is 1 in 7 home starts. We'll tell you who that is next here on VSIN.
This is Follow the Money on VSIN.
Pauly, you mentioned that Mets-Orioles game expecting runs tonight. I want you to expand on that. However, they are under a severe thunderstorm warning as we speak, and the game is going to get delayed. Kevin Roth tweeting about this right now on Twitter.
Yep.
And that also means that watch what's going to happen to the Yankees game tonight. Roth says it's a very interesting spot. Not that much rain incoming, but starting on time seems like unlikely, and there's going to be an in-game delay.
Young just has bad numbers, and starters ERA, second worst in the league for Baltimore. So figures that Holmes and the Mets can get right here and get well and touch up Young and this bad staff and do some damage offensively if it gets played. And if they can sneak this one in. But there's a good card today, some good early games as well. And your guy, Jack, is going for Detroit, which Detroit keeps winning. But Flaherty's been bad, and he's a small favorite at home against Tampa. As they got it done again yesterday, Montero was solid, and again hit a couple home runs, what they did. Green had a big hit as well, but he's 0-4. With an ERA of 10 and change going back. This is one where I said I can't take Detroit today. Can't do it.
No, it's rough. He is just I can't get on that because it's been way too inconsistent this year, and when it's been consistent, I think it's been consistently bad for him. So that's going to be a pass for me.
14-game lead in the division. The record at the break is 13.
Oh, I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
Oh, for that division overall. Okay.
Yeah. Just ran away and hide. Hit from this, everyone here. This is just a massacre what's going on in that division. Best record in baseball, and no one's even close to them there.
Did you see what happened last night in the Blue Jays-White Sox game with the K-props again? Burke went under for the White Sox. I believe he had 2. The number was 3.5. Pauly, that is now 9 straight opposing pitchers who have gone under their K-prop against the Blue Jays. They have turned into just like the best team at not striking out. Savali goes tonight for the Chicago White Sox. His K-prop is 3.5. At last check, it is heavily juiced to the under. And no surprise here, the Blue Jays open up around minus 170. On the screen right now, they're as low as, we'll call it $1.82, as high as minus 205 in this game tonight.
This is the be careful game because of how bad Bassett's been on the road. The other side of that coin is how well he's done against Chicago in his career. But to have a road ERA of 6 and change This one gives me pause from a side standpoint. And because of that, maybe we'll see runs as Toronto continues to do damage offensively and a total of 9. But $2 on the road, everyone's well aware of how well this team's playing in the long winning streak.
No doubt. And by the way, for what it's worth, Savali, not great. Overall, the ERA is 4.60. A truer number, which is the FIP, is actually almost a run higher at 5.36. So interesting movement with this Dodgers-Brewers game. It opened up where the Dodgers were minus 115. They nearly touched $1.30 earlier this morning. And right now, it looks like it's basically a flat pick'em. They're using minus 107 right now here at Circa in Milwaukee, minus 105 on the Dodgers. Total is 8.5.
Okay, was the Mets game a fluke for Mizorowski, or was it words out on you and you continue to walk people?
That's why we call it gambling, right?
Yeah, we're going to punish you. I think that's too rich with Kershaw here, and it's just they're on a losing streak. They're going to get right eventually, and you saw what good Milwaukee team, and you saw what they did to Yamamoto. So I'm going to back the kid here, and I think he bounces back. But it's more what Milwaukee should be able to do against Kershaw, and we'll see if Kershaw can even make it through 5 innings as well.
Well, there's another one, by the way. In the first 5, Mizorowski is minus 115, but he has to be favored in the first 5.
Yeah.
No doubt. And by the way, bring up the K-prop here. So tip of the cap to Clayton Kershaw, who's going longer now in the innings. And by the way, like after their bullpen has been getting absolutely destroyed on a ton of usage here lately, like he kind of needs to go, I would think, 5 or 6 today. But not striking out a ton of guys, and Milwaukee in their last 13 games, opposing pitchers are 10, 2 and 1 to the under. You can find Kershaw's prop under 3.5 plus money. If you want to pay some pretty heavy juice, you can go under 4.5 as well. If you think like that problem for him is going to continue, and Milwaukee's just really, really good offensively.
Yep, with you on that one.
So I'll keep going with a couple of other teams. Cantillo goes for the Guardians. His prop is 4.5. Opposing pitchers are 8-2 under against Houston and Boston. They're 10-4. Opposing pitchers are against them in the last 14. Freeland's prop is 4.5 tonight for the Rockies. They're really good against lefties. Is he going to get 5 strikeouts in the game?
Yeah, that's a big ask. Yeah. Boston touching $3 now too. I don't know what to do with Nick Martinez. I think he's going to have a big game. Now, it's funny stuff going on. The Yankees played 16 straight unders. Now they played 8 straight overs. Miami has won 10 in a row on the road and outscored their opponents 70-45. Haven't lost a road game since early June. But Martinez is from Miami. He's 4-0 with a 1.38 career against them. And he's $1.20 at home. But the outs, I think appropriately priced with the outs recorded. And I felt the same way about Lugo, too. Because Pittsburgh can't hit. Lugo's 3-0 with a 1.29 last 6. He's also showcasing his talent with the deadline. Someone's going to make a move for him. Who knows? Maybe the Dodgers. But, once you're talking 17.5, 8 in that range, too, that's rich as well. Or significant juice if you want the over. So
does he have the juice with 17.5? Because I think he can go 6 innings tonight.
Yeah.
But, the juice also factors into that.
Yeah. Martinez is 17.5 over $1.40.
Ooh.
Lugo's 18.5 under minus 180.
Yeah, I can't do
But I'm
that.
sure you can find 17.5 though too.
Yeah, right.
It's
probably going to be minus 180 over 17.5.
So some guys with some great numbers going back or against their opponents as well. And this stinks game. This line stinks. Imanaga is now 20-5 in his career with a 2.88. He's been solid on the road as well. Cubbies continue to smash it, continue to rake as well. Why are they only $1.30 on the road?
Yeah. Why do they open $1.45 against this Twins outfit and come all the way down to minus 124? And right now, the lowest number that I can find, you can still find minus 125 offshore. There's a minus 127 out there, minus 128 here in Las Vegas. Why? Why the buyback on the Twins before this game? And actually, it hasn't even been before the game. It's been pretty much overnight and then also today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is this like the Astros number yesterday?
Yeah, I don't get it. I think the Cubs get them. And what should I do? Should I take Cardinal run line or should I take Sonny Gray to get a win? Probably Sonny Gray to get a win plus 110. They're playing Washington. I think they're going to touch up Irvin. 240 on the money line. In his 10 home starts, they're 9-1. And he's got an ERA under 3. And he also shut down the Dodgers at home as well. superb at home. And I think they'll get. And now you have this situation where you got the new interim and everything going on with the big changes with the Nats as well, as they got rid of Martinez and also Rizzo, the GM. But I think Gray plus 110 to register a win, as he's been so good at home, and the Cardinals continue to do well when he starts at home too.
Go that angle, because minus 105 is on the run line too.
Yeah.
So here's the player who has 4 home runs off tonight's starting opposing pitcher. It's Fernando Tatis against Merrill Kelly. 10 of 28 lifetime. That's a 357 average with 4 bombs, a double, 10 Ks overall, though, in those at-bats. So I don't know if you want to get creative with the Tatis props. And here's the pitcher I was talking about before the break. Hunter Brown goes. Now, they're a big favorite, obviously. They opened up around minus $2 tonight against Cleveland. Brown has made 7 home starts. Pauly, he's pitched 44 2/3. He's allowed 5 earned runs in those starts. That's an ERA of 1.01 with 12 Ks per night and a 0.76 whip. He has recorded fewer than 18 outs at home once the entire year. But tonight, it's 17.5. If it hasn't moved, and it was juiced like minus 225, minus 230 a little bit earlier today. So, no thank you. That would be a hard pass. Can't go there. And here's another one that you might want to consider now with the rain expected in the New York area. Gilbert goes against Warren. Would you look at maybe both pitchers to go under their K prop and under their outs prop, separate bets, based on Kevin Roth saying you can probably expect an in-game delay at some point?
Yeah. Good angle. Like that. And also, I hope they get this in. This is the game everyone wants to see with Raleigh going against Judge as well.
Right.
Yep, a couple late games. I like the Giants. They've been so good all year with Ray, and their record is strong when he's on the mound, and it's Walker for the Phillies. Ray $1.50 at home. The Giants are 17-3 at home against the Phillies, going back since 2018. Evaldi at home against Soriano. Seager's 4 of 5 career against Soriano. Evaldi with an ERA under 2. I think they get the win tonight, and Pavetta's he's been good going back. 1 earned run last 2 starts, 13 innings pitched. Not a fan of Kelly. You mentioned what Tatis has done against them, and I don't mind the Padres as well with a good late card with some of the late games. And then and the Braves are in action in the launching pad. They've lost 9 of 11, but Olsen has great numbers going back against his former team. 3 home runs as well. Maybe Olsen goes deep tonight in the launching pad. All
right, coming up next, Circa owner Derek Stevens on the program coming up. You know he's going to be fired up. They took their second entry for Circa Grandissimo, $100,000 Survivor contest, and also the Big Beautiful Bill as well.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Good to have you on board here on a Tuesday. This is the time slot where Circa owner and CEO Derek Stevens makes his weekly appearance on the program. Today, no exception. Looking sharp as always, my man. How are you today?
Good. How you doing, fellas?
Doing well.
Good.
Entry number 2, over the weekend in Circa Grandissimo, the $100,000 buy-in for Circa, a Survivor contest out here. Pretty exciting.
Yeah, we're moving. You know, the sweat came down 100,000 on this one, so good move. And I feel pretty good. I think we got 3 separate ones lined up between now and the next. By the time I see you next week.
Is that right? Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was told one's coming in next week.
I feel pretty confident on this because. I feel because the money's in the bank. They already wired it in. So once that happens, you feel pretty good about it. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've had several poker players who said they're interested.
Really?
And we also have talked to some other people off air, sports bettors who are probably going to jump in. So how are you feeling now about what the over/under should be with this thing?
I'm still just get to 15.
Take it easy.
Come on,
All right.
Get to 15. I would love it to go higher though, because I know that it'll extend it a little bit further, which I think will add a lot of fun. You know, if we only have like 10 people in it, it could be done by week 2.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I'd hope we get to October, So
Sure.
the more we have, the better. So I feel good about that.
And this guy, this is okay. The guy didn't want to come on here. He's shy, no problem. But he's a Chiefs fan, and he also made some future bets on Kansas City.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, he made a whole bunch of future bets, all Kansas City related. Win AFC West. Mahomes MVP. A whole portfolio, I would say.
Now, did he give you a heads up as well? Did he wire the money in? You knew in advance that he was coming to town to bet the Chiefs, but also to get in Grandissimo, or did he drop a bomb on your lap before he was going to take off?
No, we knew a wire was coming in, so okay. we were in pretty good shape there.
Yeah, I asked Mike Palm this question when he was filling in. Pauly was on vacation 2 weeks ago, and I said, if bettors knew that Grandissimo would be over with by like the first or second weekend of October, do you think they would be more inclined to get in because they're like, oh my God, I can scoop this in like 5 or 6 weeks? Or would they say, man, that means it's going to be a catastrophe and all these favorites are going to lose. I don't want to do that.
I think if you've got the bankroll, I mean, I know if I was playing, I would go 10 Survivor and I would come in. Like this particular guy did 10 Survivors and he did a Grandissimo. If you got the bankroll to do it, or you can put together the bankroll to do it, I think it'd be something special. I mean, to win something an inaugural contest is pretty cool.
Sure. Yeah.
You got street cred for, depends on what you do.
That's right.
Like if you have a big business and street cred doesn't mean that much to you, okay. But, you get a lot of street cred out of something like that. If you own a bar, you own a sports bar, you're involved in sports in one way or another. It's pretty cool.
Sure, you can promote the daylights out of that the entire time that you're still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the rest of your life.
That's right. If you win it, for sure, then yeah. Right. A lot has happened since last week when you were in, including the passing of the big, beautiful Bill.
Yes.
You've been active on Twitter.
Yeah.
I know that you tweeted at Dina Titus out here in the state of Nevada, and she's been also very active at passing a new bill, actually, to kind of retroactively go back and say, no, we got to tighten that up a little bit and make sure that you can also deduct 100% of your losses. Where do we stand as of right now?
Yeah, well, Congresswoman Titus took the lead with this Fair Bet Act, and she's getting a few more members in the House of Representatives to sponsor her. I'm glad it's bipartisan, so she's got one Republican. Now she's going to get another one here shortly. This isn't a political deal.
Not at all.
I mean, this is something I'm still of the belief. I just finished an interview with the New York Times. They're coming out with a big deal about this thing over the weekend. And I just finished an interview with them, and I said that I think when you have a piece of legislation that's this large, and there's so much that goes into it, and there's so many topics, and you're under the crunch to get it done. I mean, what did this bill? It'll be 927 pages. The nuances of one word, the nuances of this and that can be overwhelming. And I think this what happened with this 90% deductibility instead of the 100%. This is not something that anyone wants. Republicans don't want it. Democrats don't want it. Customers don't want it. Casinos don't want it. This is no one wants this. So I'm still of the thought that this was a result of an unintended consequence of a massive piece of legislation. I am hopeful in this process of what takes place between now and the end of the year that an adjustment can be made to rectify this problem. Who gets hurt in this? Well, obviously, every poker player, every professional gambler, anybody who it's a big jackpot potentially. What else? Who else gets hurt? Every state gets hurt because it's going to drive sports gambling offshore. It's going to drive it to illegal markets. So the states are going to have a substantial reduction in revenue. I don't even know that the federal government's going to have an increase in revenue. That's hard to believe. But the states are certainly going to lose more than what the federal government would even pick up. I just think this is an unintended consequence that I'm hoping at some point we're going to say, hey, there's a massive piece of legislation that was changed. This is what it is, but there's a few things that have to be cleaned up here before January 1st of 2026.
Sure. Here's something, by the way, that I've kicked around. Let's say that it does stick, and it's going to impact everybody you just talked about, including like sharp sports bettors, right, who have countless funds or gigantic bankrolls. But at the end of the day, they crunch numbers and they look at it and they say, I'm going to get dinged to the point of where it doesn't make sense for me to do this anymore. I got to find a new line of making money. And you guys take more sharp money here than any sports book in the world, right? Legal money. And if they just said, I'm done, like, you guys feel that big time, right? Because then your overall handle is going to go from here all the way to like down here from those big bets.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you exactly what I told the New York Times half hour ago. You know, I've spent some time with Jeff Benson and Mike Palm. We're trying to figure out what the impact would be. You know, we're a smaller book around this country, but we do offer tight splits. Mm-hmm. We do take sharp action, and in a small book like us, you know, we could be down $600 million of right, and let's just say we're less than 1% of the pot. Well, multiply that out. That could be $60 billion that goes offshore. Well, who's going to feel that? It's the states are going to lose out on this. These numbers are massive, and I just think that when calmer heads prevail and people realize this impact, they go, oh my God, no one meant it. There's no Democrat that wanted this to happen. There's no Republican that wanted this thing to happen. There's just so much that was going on. This just happened. So I just want, my thought is, this is unintended. Let's just fix this. Let's fix this. Let's get people from both sides of the aisle. No one wants this.
Yeah. I had one response when I tweeted out that we were going to be talking about this, and I think we had a guest on last week about the big, beautiful bill, and they made it all political, and they said, well, if this was a Democratic a ruling or a law and they pass it, you're not going to make it a big deal, are you? And I didn't even respond. I'm thinking, how do you know what side of the fence I'm on, first of all? Number two, I never get involved in politics. And number three, you're barking up the wrong tree here. Because exactly what you just said. This is not, it's bipartisan.
No one wants this.
Exactly
no one
right.
This.
Yes.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think even the states, whether it's a Republican state, Democratic state, none of these states want to lose all this revenue. It's the states are going to take a lot of gas on this because all the volume is going offshore.
Yep. Bad run here for 2 weeks, what's been going on. And I like what you retweeted about Dina Titus as well. How about Slotapalooza in a couple weeks away? Open bar, and then you're giving away all this free slot play. So come on in, and the place will be packed. Looking forward to that, only a couple weeks away. The Friday is going to be amazing. All these slot manufacturers, they're bringing in all their private games in advance, so you get to test them out. So for people who love slots, they're going to have all the reps here. We're setting it up upstairs. All these new games are going to put out at G2E, and a lot of games that aren't approved yet, but will be coming up over the next year. So you get to try out the new slots. And then on Saturday, we're going to have a lot of fun. I got convinced to open up every bar in this place, make every drink free. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. We'll see. And then we're going to try for this 13-12 club. We have 1,312 slots inside of Circa. Everybody that's sitting down at a machine is going to become a member of the 13-12 club, and we're gonna try to get the big massive pull and see what happens. Excellent. Front page ESPN.com. Max Clark, another prospect. Jackson Jobe, Colt Keith for Skeens.
No, crazy. No way. No shot. McGonigal, don't tell me. I'm sure the other McGonigal.
That's him.
Come on.
Yeah.
McGonigal.
You would have Skeens and Screwball.
No. That is way too much. Too much. And I love Paul Skeens.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that for Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn. No.
I'm guessing you don't want to tie up $800 million on Scooble and Skeens in the next 10 years.
I don't think you can afford it. I mean, what are you going to do? You get Skeens, then you're going to let Scooble go. No.
Thanks, Derek.
Thank you.
There you go. Have a great week. Up next, In Pocket Plays coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right. Tough one. The streak came to an end with DeGrom 14 straight starts, 2 earned runs or fewer allowed. He didn't have it last night, went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs and 95 pitches, so they didn't bring him out for the 6th. And then they lost the game, too, on top of it. So that was no good. The streak comes to an end there. Apologies. And a winner earlier today, Angel Reese does it again. Over 13.5 rebounds, 6 straight games with 15 rebounds or more. She had 22 and 15 in the 2-point loss. They play again tomorrow. And, oh boy, at DraftKings, she's $1.80 to get 14 plus as they play the Dallas Wings. There's significant juice on that one. That's up in action tomorrow. But great job in what she's done offensively, averaging 17, 7, and 6, I think, going back. 17, 7, and 5 last 6 games, and flew over her PRA today as well with 22 big points.
Do you have any idea what the number is on her for a double-double like every game? That's got to be $5, $6, $7,
sure.
probably something like that.
Yeah, well, she's scoring now. I mean, this is what she's doing. Yeah, that's a good way to attack it. A lot of confidence, and things have changed now in the last week, what she's done offensively. Sonny Gray to get a win. Plus $1.10. I mentioned that they're 9-1 in his home starts, and he's got a good ERA. I think they'll touch up Urban tonight as well. And let's talk through this one. The money continues to come in on Ben Shelton. A 70-cent move on Ben Shelton. He plays 9 Eastern tomorrow against Sinner. Sinner got hurt in the first round, the first set of the match yesterday against Dimitrov. He hurt his elbow. Didn't look the same. Lost the first 2 sets. Wins because Dimitrov got hurt and had to retire. Sinner canceled practice today, and he's down to $3 tomorrow. He goes at 9 Eastern, and while that's going on, Joker plays, and Joker's $1,200. But what I think happens here is, even if he wins, what's he going to be like moving forward? How big of a deal is it that he canceled practice? What's his status the rest of the way? And Alcaraz won in straight sets. Alcaraz to win Wimbledon, minus 160 is where I landed. And I'm late to the party, and I know it was big movement yesterday with the news, but then again, we were on the air, and I missed it early. I didn't know Sinner got hurt right away in his match and got the lucky break with what happened with Dimitrov. So that's where I landed on that.
All right, Paulie, go get him. I had a loser on Kikuchi last night, over 6.5 Ks. Guy was red hot. Rangers strike out quite a bit. Not the case. They got to him right away. That was no good. On to tonight's action. I'm betting a Summer League game. It's the 76ers against the Grizzlies. Now, there's no VJ Edgecombe for Philadelphia, which he got hurt. His thumb, he hurt that like in his second game. Did you see what he did in his debut?
Yeah, I did.
For those who didn't, he had 28 in that game, 13 of 27 from the floor, and 10 rebounds, then got hurt. Not going to be playing tonight. However, a bunch of players are out for the Grizzlies, and so this is not the best number. When Derek was on, I was looking at this. You could have grabbed the 76ers plus 2 points in the game. They are now as high as 2.5 as the favorite, but you can still find minus 120, minus 115 on the money line, which is what I'm betting here. Jalen Wells, Cam Spencer, Javon Small, all in street clothes per Drew Hill, who is like the leading beat writer for Memphis in this game, and he's asking other questions too about like who's going to be out of this game. It's now confirmed. G.G. Jackson, who has been phenomenal in the Summer League, he's out. Cedric Coward, who they selected in the draft, he's out of the game. They're sitting like 8 guys, and he said this is a typical move for the Grizzlies to sit all their guys in the final Salt Lake City Summer League game. So this is all happening in real time. If you can still find like minus 115 or minus 120 on the 76ers, I think it's a good bet tonight. Grizzlies appear to be sitting everybody.
Lakers in action tonight. It has been a rough start for Dalton Connect. Boy, oh boy. You got up to that great start last year. I think you bet him Rookie of the Year.
I did.
And it's just, Laker fans are furious. You know, I had to deal with that tough situation last year where he was traded. And then Williams didn't pass the physical, so then he went back.
Yeah.
And then there's been the talk of the rumors in the offseason about they could move him in a package. But his game certainly has suffered as well. But he's going to get wide open looks. You just think he'd be able to take advantage of this with what the offensive firepower they have as well. If you're serious about winning this football season, our NFL guide is out, over 90 pages. It's a real deal. All team previews, division previews, win total picks, best bets, player props, betting projections, everything you need to bet smarter all season long, and lock it in with our football special, just $175 through the Super Bowl. Every betting guide, every best bet, every host, every guest, 24/7 video, all the data and tools. This expires at the end of the month. Early bird special, $175 through the Super Bowl. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends. VSiN.com/subscribe. Get it now.
I did make a couple. I'll put these in pocket tomorrow. I forgot to send them to Luke earlier today. So on the Rams, Pauly yesterday gave out the win total over 9.5. Bet them to win the Super Bowl. I found some exactas that I like because I really, well, I'm going to clean house of the Rams actually win the Super Bowl this year. But I bet the Ravens to beat the Rams in an exact Super Bowl matchup at 90-1 earlier today.
Oh, right.
And I bet the Bills to beat the Rams in a Super Bowl exacta matchup at 60-1. And I spread it out to make the exact same amount of money regardless.
Great.
And then if that happens to be there, if the Rams make it.
Can you imagine if the Bills make the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, honestly, I feel like we've been cheated. We've been cheated out of several things in the NFL. Like we never got Brady versus Rodgers in a Super Bowl. Should have. McCarthy blew the 2014 NFC title game. That would have been Patriots versus Packers. But how did we not? I mean, so close to getting Bills-Lions like 2 years in a row.
Bedlam. Armageddon, if that happened. Oh, you're right. I know, it doesn't, we couldn't, 98. We were this close to 15-1 against 14-2. Elway against the highest powered offense ever with the Vikings. Couldn't get it.
I mean,
couldn't get Bray. Couldn't get Favre Manning.
No, it never happened.
Vikings blew that game.
Yep.
It's just Mahomes coming in and messing things up as well. And I know there was plenty of years with Patriots fatigue, but he certainly had the Brady stuff too as well, which was great. That's at least how I saw it. But I'd love to see the Bills in the Super Bowl. And I feel okay for Lamar Jackson if the Ravens can do it. He's got to exercise his demons too. He's got to take care of this. Win some big games and stop with the turnovers. He knows.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
I do think Mahomes was asked about it this week, by the way, about like Rashee Rice coming back, and he basically said that he's going to spread it around to everybody on the team. And I believe he added, like, we might have the deepest wide receiver room in the entire league. And I feel here I am making the case that here are my Super Bowl exactas, and the Chiefs are not involved, and I'm going to go Bills and the Ravens. And, I mean, they've made it every year. It seems like they've been in the Super Bowl like every year for like 8 straight years. But
he's talking about it already. I'm just listening. I'm sitting back and listening to everyone talk about how it's over. And
I know.
Here comes Denver, and we're all our close wins and everything. Yeah,
I know. And then
are
we going to do it one more time? Like, are we going to be here, like, going into December, and they're like, hey, the Chiefs have 2 losses, guys?
Well, it was great to watch them get their asses kicked. I know that. But certainly the lucky wins, it was incredible in all time what they were doing. Does Hopkins to Baltimore do anything for you? Or just not much left?
No, I don't think he... No.
Well, so,
another body there to throw the ball to.
Yeah.
I just think overall they're already so loaded that on offense that...
Yep.
Well, I mean, what's he going to do, 400 yards and 3 touchdowns? But he might... he did, for what it's worth, they were getting blown out, like you said, but he scored a touchdown in the second half against the Eagles last year in the Super Bowl.
Tampa's already touched up Flaherty.
They have.
Gave up a bomb in the first inning.
Oh, there you go.
1-0 Rays in the second. Would you do that trade? You would not do that trade.
Well, I don't know how good the prospects are that Derek, I mean, he follows everything with
awesome
Detroit Tigers related. It's also Paul Skeens we're talking about.
Well, sure. Also go back to ask the Orioles about holding on to prospects.
No, exactly right. Sure.
I mean, they might lose 85, 90 games here.
Here would be my biggest fear. Because Skubal's already had an arm injury.
Yeah.
Imagine you would make that trade for Paul Skeens. I mean, that sounds unbelievable. But then you're going to have, I'm going to guess, $600, $700, $800 million tied into those 2 arms over the next 10 years. And then, here come the injuries. Here comes Tommy John. Here comes whatever it is. That would be a tough pill to swallow.
I know. At some point, he's just going to throw his hands up in the air and say enough's enough. What did you read yesterday? He's got a 1.76 in his last 13 starts and has 1 win?
1 win. 1 win.
Oh man. Brutal.
I mean, it feels like some of these numbers are actually made up.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned for prime time following us for 4 rock-solid hours tonight. Cashing out following them. You can wake up with Dave and Jensen tomorrow. VSiN by the books at 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. Best of luck betting tonight. We'll see you.